Okay, so this video is entitled How to Make a Mock-Up. And a mock-up is a snap and smile that goes over somebody's smile. So here's a lady about to get upper and lower all on four, and her bite is all cattywankers, and she doesn't know what her vertical is. And what we're trying to make is something that we can take on and off and adjust outside her mouth, and she can leave with it and it'll be sturdy, and she can take it off to clean it but put it back in and slowly get used to her smile for a couple of days before we do it. Should be a lot easier to adjust these outside the mouth, and we could either print these or mill them, and when they're done they will look like this. And we have that little ledge there for strength. We could cut it off if we want to, but we need it there while we're trying it in. Maybe we just glue it in and leave it there too, but we want to be able to take it in and out as we adjust it. That's a key point. And possibly the patient take it out as they get used to it. And probably we want to thicken this area up so they can get, if they can wear these before and they're kind of big and bulky, that's a good thing, because then when they get their real bridge, they're going to love it compared to this. So let's go show how we make this. So you open up the modifier and create portrait, and you go to setup. Almost always go to setup. So load the upper jaw, go find your patient, and upper jaw, and you want to upload lower jaw. Let's do that one. Okay, so this is one of the most important parts of the whole thing, is getting these lined up before you bring the teeth in. The teeth are very hard to rotate around, so get these things lined up first. So go to articulator, cast mounting, and be very picky with this part. I like to use these little things down here to make sure that we're always lined up perfectly. So it looks like it needs to go up on this side a little bit. Now this is a pretty random guess by me, because we don't have the plane finder. We don't need the face hunter. We just need a plane finder with the bite fork, which will be level. It's good to learn what these buttons mean down here. I could possibly go off the hamular notch right here and right here. So there's another little hint, because usually teeth are worn really crooked. So I might cheat off the hamular notch right here, just like when you're mounting on the Stratos 1000 articulator. So trying to get that level. Go check it out, see how we did. Gosh, it's hard to believe that it's cheat a little bit that way, so it's not too true. Hold down Control, and you can make things disappear that are in your way, or you can go turn off right here. I like to turn on these planes right here. They make it easy to see how you're doing, and then see how it gets all crooked when you don't look at stuff the right way. So I'm holding down Control to make things disappear, and I wheel click in to center it. So this is probably the most annoying part of the whole thing, is just getting this lined up. But once you do, then everything else will be super easy. Okay. I don't know what that plane does. I'm going to get rid of that one. So it twisted right there because I didn't grab that red bar, which slides it back and forth. I accidentally grabbed the wheel, which turns it. So I'm going to go use the wheel right now and make sure that this thing isn't yawed, and it is a little bit, so it's hard to tell when I'm not straight up and down. Gotta grab that red line so you can slide it. And kind of annoying. I believe that horizontal one is potentially our bite plate, so we want to put wherever the desired incisal edge is. So if she wants to add 2 millimeters, then leave that 2 millimeters up. And then I like a little bit of curve so we can get our smile line. So I'm gonna kind of want to split the difference back here. Okay. Every time you move it one direction, you kind of throw it off a little. So. I think that's looking pretty good. Maybe midlines on hole. Again, this part would be done if we spent the 2 minutes to get the little plane finder bite fork. You just stick the bite fork in the plane finder, put some bite material on it, have the patient put their head level and dip into the bite material. And then you scan that, and then that will line all this up. It would be pretty amazing. Yeah, there's a spot for the bite fork in here. Okay, so that's good. I'm gonna say that we're done with the cast mount now. We've decided where they should be, and now you come here and you have to remember to hit library to tell the computer to bring some teeth in. And our bridges generally have 12 teeth. We don't put second molars on there, so over here it kind of automatically already does that too. So the yellow ones are the ones where there's teeth. So if you have a different amount of teeth you just click on that to add more or get rid of it. But we want 12 on top, 12 on bottom. So it already puts them in there. I like these Adia ones here. The Hermes ones are cool too. These Adia ones are. This is a good basic smile. You can play with it and turn it into anything else. So let's just go with that one. And first thing you have to do is place the teeth. Make sure they're in a decent spot. And there's some different ways to do that. So number one is I like to move them all together. So click move together and try to do it in the straight on views. Get ready to together. I need to translucent those a little. So roll the wheel to make things a little clearer. Very, very annoying for people to have their teeth feel buck. So don't put this out more than 0.5 millimeter unless they're really, really caved in. And if you want to err on a little bit of the long side, it's easy for us to adjust it. It's hard to add. So I kind of automatically just, if you did a good job lining it up, you should trust what you did, and it'll do a pretty damn good job. So that might be a little bulky in the front. So now I'm done with the basic placement. Let's see. Okay, and I'm gonna go into couple other things just to show what we can do. So we have precise mode, which if you had to do a little rotation of the teeth, you could. You can do that in any way. So and if you don't like something to do, just go back right there. So that's precise mode, but I'm kind of liking where this is right now. And axis mode is kind of an important one. And that's where you can change the axis of the teeth. And most of our cases need to curve this way a little bit because of the bone loss. We have to make the teeth kind of curve into where the implants are, so we have to cheat that way a little bit. If you do it smoothly, you kind of want the gum line to maybe disappear right there, but I'm not too worried about that. Like the fact that this bulks out right here, she has tremendous bone loss right there and missing teeth. So I want my bridge is going to be perfect there. Shouldn't your tryin be perfect too? Don't get too caught up in blending this into the crappy gum line. Her gum line is all over the place. Leave the teeth where they are, and if it sticks out, let it stick out. Maybe I need to listen to my own advice. I'm gonna maybe not move that so much. Okay. And this is so cool because it'll bring in, like, we needed a tooth right there, so this is going to give us an extra tooth so she can start getting used to it before the surgery. And if she hates it, she can let us know. All right. Okay, so there's that step, and then we also have a few other things you can do. You can do mirroring. This is a way you can free modulation. You can kind of tuck things around if you want a little bit, and it kind of pulls the. Well, that's not what I wanted to do. Oh, this was placement. So when you don't have move all teeth together, then it doesn't slide the whole thing around, and you can grab little areas, and it'll leave the bite nice for you. So watch how easy it is to increase your curve of speed if you want to. And I caution doing this because you're trying to blend it into their crappy arch. Just trust where the teeth are. It's probably going to be more level. Okay, maybe a little length. Wish we had a little bit better scan right there. Tough spot. I think I just made the smile too narrow. I don't want to compromise her smile over that. All the more, and the more times you do this, that you'll start taking better scans when you see it. Okay, so, and then you can go around and fiddle forever. So the free modulation, you can, and this is probably nice to do, go to add remove, and roll your wheel here to turn the strength up so you can do this quickly. And I like a big brush. And what you're trying to do here is blend this maybe into the gum line. So it adds if you just left click, but if you hold down shift, it removes. So don't worry about those teeth up above. I think it'll cut those off automatically. So I don't want to necessarily blend that in too much. It should be thicker right there. I want them to start getting used to that and maybe see it in the smile what it looks like, because a lot of these people have weird facial deformities from the missing bone in teeth, and if we put a bridge in the right spot, we can support their lip in the right way. So we brought in a very regular shaped set of teeth. So if you start changing it a lot, you're probably changing their face too. So this bulkiness right here is probably supporting their lip, and it'll look better. So don't go too crazy. One thing I know is a no-no in any CAD/CAM program is having a scan, having a tooth hang over the edge of the scan. So I better, this is going to have to be a little bit of a compromise area because we don't have a good scan. So just make sure that over-exaggerate and get out as far as you can. Okay. So I'm just kind of making a little spot here to draw my margin. We have to draw a margin where we want our snap-in to go, and this thing will break apart. It needs to have a little bit of thickness to it, so I want to have a little layer of flash that goes on that we could possibly remove later, or just leave it so it feels a little bulky, and they'll be pleasantly surprised when their bridge isn't that way. So that's going to be a big irritant right there, so I do have to blend that back. Usually supporting the lower lip right there is not necessarily a good thing. Makes their lower lip stick out, so maybe I got a little overzealous on my initial design of those. Took them out too far. So I'm going to go try to blend that in. And there's an extra tooth right there. That's nice. You can start getting used to having a tooth. So I might switch it to smooth mode, and it instantly redoes the strength and brush size again. And you can change your strength and brush size of your brush while you're working. You don't have to go over there to do it. So if I hold down Shift right now and roll the wheel, I'm changing my brush size. And if I hold down Control, I'm changing the strength. And you can tell that by how far the bubble shield is sticking out. You can see right there that it's a tall bubble means it's strong, and a flat bubble is kind of weak. So I like it strong, so I'm rolling the wheel up, and I'm going to blend this in so it doesn't bother their lip too much. So again, this is all part of our groundbreaking procedure where we're going to be making a permanent bridge within a day or two. And this is part of the process to ensure that it's in the right spot. So that's why we're doing lower teeth too. And hopefully they wear this until their big day. And if we have to make some changes on the day they come in for their surgery, we'll just snap another face on her and make sure that we make their final bridge have those too. So like if they came back with a bunch of sores right here, there's a hint that you better smooth it. And people's jaws will be in a better spot because this is kind of like wearing a fixed orthotic. So we're following our neuromuscular rules. We're doing a tryin before we do the surgery. It's going to be pretty awesome. And the only 3 times we've done it, it's some of the best smiles we've done all year. So and we don't have to mill or put in surgical bridges. But we do have to do nice tryins. But that's fun, they're not in pain, they're not sore, they're still in happy mode. It's an exciting part to think about what kind of facial changes you could get. If their smile is kind of coming up weird or crooked on one side, it's probably needs a little material somewhere. Okay, so mock-up. Now we're not done yet, so now we go to next. What we could do, make sure that the bite's nice, but let's go to next. And you can pick what you want to do here. So if you want to do a wax up, it would just blend those with it and make you a model that you could print, and then you can make a putty matrix of that. That's what a wax up is. So right there, I would just click wax up, boom, and you could print the combo of these, which is cool. You could go remove those areas if you wanted. This would make a denture or a bridge, but there's already teeth under it, so I don't want to make it over that. But if you had a gum model, a couple gum models there, and you hit prosthesis, you could just make a denture. But we want to do a mock-up. And a mock-up is kind of like that snap-in thing. So you can mill or print it and put it on. So I'm going to hit mock-up. And you have to decide which way you want the thing to slide on. So I'm going to move this until it looks like it's... The main thing I want is I want this to be nice up at the gum line on the outside. So I need to be able to see this margin cleanly everywhere. And it shows you how much undercuts you'll have in other areas, so we'll have a little bit of a problem there, but I don't care, that's in the back. There'll be a hollow space under our bridge right there, but you don't want to do this, for example, or you'll have a big edge up there that bothers their lip. This we could fill in with flowable. That in the front would be very tough to deal with, so make sure you can see this outside edge all the way around. Once you find it, and this is the way that the little snap-in thing will be sliding into place. Okay, so that's looking pretty good right there. So hit change to the view, and you'll see that little arrow right there move right to facing towards your eyes. And then I think that maybe, so these go on and off a little easier, we should make a little bit of a block out angle. Let's try that. And 1 or 2 degrees, and we could play with that. We'll probably have to raise that. And don't block out, and we want to block out undercuts. And let's apply. And what it's going to do is block out this model so there's no undercuts. Because we wouldn't be able, if we made an appliance that fit to a model that had undercuts, it wouldn't go on. Turn it to the side, you can see it's blocked out. There's no undercuts, like that area right there curved in, and we couldn't mill something that would go in there and then have it slide on over the teeth. So this is the blocked out model. And by changing that angle right there, that's the angle that it blocks it out. So if these things are going in a little snug, we just increase that angle. And now let's go do the same for the lower. This is exactly what we do when we make a removable orthotic. So same rules apply. You want to see that lower outside edge of the teeth. And let's set to the view, and it's kind of hard to see, but there's a little arrow right there. Like it'll, when you hit view, it points at your eyes. So make sure that the thing is the way that you want it to go in when you do it. Okay, so view, and then just for fun, I'm going to play with a little bit bigger blockout angle down here. See if it screws up everything. Okay, apply. Sure would be nice to have a little bit better scan right there, like a little bit bigger area, so we could give her a tooth. No, it's hard to get though. All right, so there's our blocked out lower model. So now we can go to next. And Now we get to draw the margin of where we want this thing. So if you remember, what we're aiming for here is I don't want to necessarily scallop around the teeth too much. It makes it a lot more chance of error when you're making it. And this would just be easier to print and mill, and we could quickly cut that out if we wanted to, but I think we're going to want the strength there. Or if we decide we want to add something. So it's no big deal to have that. We can cut it out quickly. It gives us a good idea, and it keeps the thing from breaking apart in your hand. We want this to be paper thin so it doesn't feel bulky on the front, and we'll need that little bit for strength. And if it annoys their lip a little bit in the few days before the surgery, good. They'll be less annoyed by their bridge. We're trying to break them in a little. Now let's go back to this one, and we're drawing our margin. So I just kind of went straight through that little area where we blended the roots in. So if it won't let you move, this was very tricky for me for a long time. It won't let you move to the next step if you have a yellow spot when you're doing this, which means like that. So I'll do it on purpose just so you can see how to handle it. Oh, that sucks. Yeah, I didn't know I was going to do that. So if you do that, you have to see, I can fix it. So if I come around here, I was hopefully going to give them a little ice skating rink that they could kind of start getting used to, and maybe almost act as a deprogrammer so their jaw joint could start healing. Maybe get their sleep apnea a little better, jaw in a better spot, spine in a better spot. Okay, so when you get to the spot where you started, double click to finish it. And then it's not letting me accept the drawing changes. That should be lighting up, and it's because I got some yellow spots. Kind of screw things up so you can grab your dots and correct them, or just start over with your. You definitely want to be on the outside of the teeth. You can't be cheating in anywhere. So now I know I've got a red spot. I've got a weird spot somewhere because it's not letting me do it yet. So I'm going to keep on playing with it until. Tricky margin spot somewhere. There's something over here. Okay, I'm just going to delete it and try again. You're more likely to get a yellow if you do too big of a space. So doing more little clicks is probably better. There's a yellow. Best just to finish your thing and go back and get it later. I want to add a little ice skating rink to this. Yeah. I'll have to cut this part off. I think that's where. All right, no yellow spots. All right, so let's do it on this one. So yeah, mock-up, you could pick a model here. Let me try to avoid that mess over there. When you're drawing these little margins around, it's nice to use that wheel click to center everything, because you'll find that your model starts to kind of drift off the screen. Double click to finish, and we did have one little yellow spot there that I gotta take care of. There. Aha, that did it. So submit changes, apply, and I think it's gonna make our appliances now. So maybe that margin was a little high right there. I exaggerated it. So that could be a wax up if we would have hit model. It's a lot of calculating it's doing right now. It's a powerful program. But I think I would like to add the ice skating in. I'm like a deprogrammer for their jaw, loosen the muscles up a little before we start. if you wanted to bring a scan in, there it goes. Now it's drawn the inside of this thing. You could bring in a smile that you liked. You could bring in things to look at to help you. You could bring in your Smile Designer Pro image here. You can actually do Boolean stuff here like in Mesh Mixer. It's pretty cool. And the good news is this makes a nice thing that you can take in and out of the mouth and add composite to or take from. If you put this in and it's off a little bit, you don't have to sit there and try to pack that crap in the mouth and then way overdo it and then have to cut it back. The patient hates it. So this is a very thin little thing that'll let you do it. I'm not quite sure how we're going to make it, if we're going to mill this or if we can print it. And yeah, I do want to do, all right. So there it is, and we could probably actually remove that once we get it in the mouth, remove those areas a little bit if we decided to glue this thing in. Remove that. Once it's in, actually cut into their tooth a little bit so we can see where their real teeth should be. Yeah. All right, so there's I'm gonna hold down Control to get rid of this top model so we can look inside it. Ooh, that was the block out. Now here's the real model. But check out inside this thing. So this is with a 2-degree block out. It looks like it should slide on okay. And we could fill it with Fluxitemp and just leave it. Or we could have it so they can take it in and out. I think this kind of makes up for the Essex tray almost. Anyway, pretty sweet. Now here's how you save it. So right click on it and go save to file. You want to save your global. I like to call this mockup snap-on upper, and make sure you change it to STL. And make sure it's in their file. Okay. And then same thing with the lower. I'm going to wait. I'll use that lower one. Lower. Let's apply it. I'm not sure what it's doing. Oh, next. Next. And it wants me to round the margin.
You were going nuts with the World Cup.
With what?
The World Cup. So, I told you how, like, in the tournament, like, just like NFL, like, if one team wins, even if you lose, like, you can still be in the playoffs.
Uh-huh.
So, like, Mexico lost, but because Korea won Germany, they were able to still be on the playoffs. So, like, all these Mexicans, like, loving on Koreans, and it's hilarious. Like, because that's what the World Cup does. It brings people together.
Yeah, I think that's good. I'm realizing now that, like, everybody else loves soccer a lot more than America. Yeah, we need to embrace it. It's a lot healthier than football. Oh, I made a mess over there.
Really live.
Yes. Oh, not that. That's Mexicans loving on Koreans. Oh, that is rich. I like that. I'm not quite sure why it's not. Let me do this one, but well, it's the beta, so there might be occasional glitch. Like just, maybe go back and start another one, or yes. So I'm making a model does. It's that I fiddled with the blockout angle and screwed it. Well, that's it. You could possibly do a Boolean action and try to combine those, and then at least do a wax up of it. So scan action. Select teeth. So anyway, if you do it right, you'll have two of these to try and I feel like everybody should get top and bottom, so we don't have any surprises when we're making it. And doesn't take that much longer. So then you would bring it over and I think print it. So that's it for today.